Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. My name is Dan W. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Today, this Marvel Legends Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave continue with the review of Daredevil's Punisher. It says Daredevil on the box, as this version of the Punisher did appear or debut in season 2 of Daredevil on Netflix along with Elektra. Very much looking forward to opening this figure. Frank Castle, played by John Bernthal, great rendition of the character. Very much look forward to seeing the Punisher season on Netflix, hopefully of November of this year, and he might even make a cameo in the Defenders next week as well. Defenders comes out, I think, the 18th of August. But let's have a look at this figure. As I said, this is probably the one I was looking forward to the most. Comes with a couple of weapons that aren't lime green, so I'm glad Hasbro gave us a couple of realistic-ish looking weapons. He comes with a Build-A-Figure piece for Man-Thing. As I said, it says Daredevil on the box, but we do get his logo on the top, which is the logo from his Netflix series. We also get a picture, which is just a graphic of Frank Castle on the side. On the box, you get a little write-up, as always, and a list of all the figures in this wave we need to complete the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure. Today we're reviewing Punisher. Another picture on the side of the box, and yeah, there he is. As I said, very much look forward to opening this figure. I will do lots of comparisons and whatnot, so let's open him up. Pow, and here he is out the box, Frank Castle himself, and no surprise, of course, I like this figure. The Punisher is one of my favourite characters, so very glad to have this version of the Punisher in Marvel Legends form. Really wanted this figure ever since we seen the San Diego Comic-Con prototype back in 2016. I think at the time we had a different face sculpt, so I was hoping we would see a few different face sculpts, maybe a non-beaten up face, then a beaten up face, but I think I've just been spoiled with the recent Mezco Punisher, which has a few different face sculpts, but I'll compare it to him in a minute. But in regards to this figure, very accurate to what we see in the Netflix show. I like the jacket. It's not as hard as the previous jackets. It's a lot softer plastic, so it doesn't hinder articulation at all. Weirdly, he doesn't have double jointed elbows, and one elbow goes up further than the other. I'll show you real quick. So 90 degree on the shoulders, not a problem, but then that arm goes further than that one. I don't know why. Maybe that's for holding his gun. I think that probably is the reason, but we'll get into that in a minute. So maybe it's probably a good time to show you the accessories with this figure. If I can get him to stand. There we go, stand still. Build-A-Figure arm for Man-Thing, of course. So look forward to reviewing him as well. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, as I will be reviewing Man-Thing last of this wave, of course. And then he comes with 2 guns. Of course, the Punisher needs some guns. If you're a Marvel Legends collector, then you should have plenty of weapons to create some sort of Punisher arsenal anyway. But it's nice to see that Hasbro didn't go with some weird colour guns like they did with that Scourge, you know what I mean, in the red Onslaught wave. But these guns, both of his hands are trigger fingers. With the last Punisher we got, which was the Walgreens exclusive, a nice comic accurate Punisher, but we didn't get any trigger fingers, we just got hands. So I had to cut my fingers out with, well, not my fingers, the Punisher's fingers obviously, with a blade. But these both hold very nicely. So let's try and hold. There's nowhere to put these guns. I should mention that. There's no compartment. In the previous Epic Heroes Punisher, there was a compartment on the leg, but there's nothing on this one. But yeah, there you go. So you can hold this gun like that with both hands. And I'm guessing that's why the articulation is the way it is so he can pose like that. And he does look menacing like that. He does look very good. As I said, fan of this figure. So before I get into some comparisons, let's have a quick zoom in and have a look at that John Bernthal head scan. So there's a closer look of the head scan. As you can see, the Punisher has got a few scars, maybe a black eye. I like the 5 o'clock shadow, his military style haircut. Does it look like John Bernthal? I think it does. From certain angles, it definitely does. I'm assuming they use this new face scan technology that Hasbro were talking about at San Diego Comic-Con. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the face sculpt. Obviously, we only seen this jacket, wow, this, I think this is like a bulletproof vest with spray paint on. We only seen that in the last sort of episode of the Punisher of Daredevil Season 2 with the Punisher, of course. So hopefully we get this outfit a lot more in the Punisher series. Of course, he has his trademark jacket, military boots, black trousers, military style. He looks perfect. Not got many complaints about this guy at all. So let's get into some comparisons of some previous Marvel Legends. Here we have the Walgreens Punisher from last year, and this is the Epic Heroes Punisher when Marvel Legends was starting to make a comeback from about 2012, I believe. Both very popular figures and decent in their own right. This one sort of lacked articulation, but it had a lot of accessories. I liked the jacket, the head sculpt was very comic accurate. I liked it. This guy again comes with decent accessories. No trigger fingers, as I mentioned earlier. I did slice my finger, as now he has a trigger finger. That's what I was talking about. But yeah, three very decent figures in their own right. But I like the longer jacket on Punisher. I always have, so I might do a swap to see how that looks. So yeah, let me do that, and you can see what you think. So there you go, a quick swap of the jackets. This is the jacket from the Epic Heroes, and he doesn't look too bad at all, to be fair, does he? Doing a quick spin. Obviously, this jacket's made of a lot harder plastic, so it will hinder articulation. But if you're just posing him on the shelf and you prefer this longer jacket look, then it doesn't look too bad at all. The collar may be a little bit extravagant, but you can make it work. This is the jacket from this guy on the Walgreens Punisher, and it looks a little bit stupid, to be fair. It looks like a terrible, undersized raincoat. I don't know. So I was just curious to see how that would look. This guy looks a little bit skinny without the jacket, let's be honest. But I did always like his boots and some of the some of the accessories. As I said, he had somewhere to put his weapon, which this guy lacks. As you can see, I took the harness off this Walgreens Punisher and I put the leg harness on from, I think it was a shield agent. So now he has somewhere to put his gun, like this guy. So I could do that with this, or do some sort of customizing. This guy looks very depressed now. He hasn't got a jacket, doesn't he? He's a bit beaten up. I've been using this guy for customs. But if anyone's interested, I do have an Epic Heroes Punisher still in the box for sale. Just let me know in the comments. Whoops, he's dead. So yeah, let me swap it all back, and let's compare him to the Mezco Punisher. So here's the comparisons with the Mezco Punisher. Obviously, I've kept his jacket off for this, as I just wanted to show you, you can make this figure work without the jacket. It does have a bit of detail on the back of the figure, but no real paint work. But you can make it work if you're just posing and doing some ACBA. He's about the same size as the Mezco Punisher, but he has a lot more realistic look, as that's what Mezco do. I do have a full review of this Mezco Punisher on my channel. Just go to my videos and have a look for that. So I'll go into this guy in a lot more detail. But I wanted to see if his weapons swapped over. So there you go, I'm assuming you can make that work. It was a little bit of a tight squeeze into the hands, but it does definitely work. I love that effect as well from the Mezco Punisher. I wish we had more effects like this. Hasbro, take note, can we have an effect like this, please? You can even see the little bullet there. I just like it a lot. Lots of interchangeable parts. So any weapons you have from your Mezco Punisher, obviously you can use with this guy. So yeah, that's what I wanted to know the most, to be honest. Let's do a quick head swap just for jokes. The head comes off this guy very easily. Be careful when you take the head off this guy, but it comes off simple enough. And does it work? I don't want to pop it on. Oh, it does pop on, to be fair. Okay, so it's a little bit stupid, but they do swap. They even pop in. They even make a little pop sound. So now he looks like a hench Punisher with no neck. He looks like a Brock Lesnar style Punisher. John Bernthal with no neck. It looks a little bit stupid, but if you wanted the figure to look like that, you could. And this, again, the head looks probably a bit too big for this body, but with the jacket on, that might work. The paint for the skin tone is a little bit different, but again, if you want to customize it, I suppose you can make it work. So yeah, if anyone wanted to do that, there you go. And lastly, here's Frank Castle compared to Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, who I've already reviewed from this wave. Check out my review on the channel. Subscribe as all the other reviews are coming. But yeah, these two scale great together, as I believe the Punisher was a little bit taller than him in the actual series. But very much look forward to creating a little Netflix universe on my shelf. So yeah, final thoughts about this guy is really, really like him. As I said, massive fan of the character and TV show, so I do love it when we do get these memorabilia to have on our shelves of our favourite slices of pop culture. Obviously subscribe to the channel, as the rest of the reviews from this wave are going to come. Until then, I shall see you on the next one. Pow.